Photo of the Stefan racket, and yes, it is as big as it looks. It's amazing, and it was the world's biggest tennis racket in its day when it first went up. And the connection through all of this is obviously Frew Park, and Frew Park is where Milton was situated.
Of junior development for Tennis Queensland in 1980, we had a problem. I was at a meeting one night, and they re-elected me as the person responsible for junior development. And I asked the secretary what finances they had, and they said, "Why do you think we made you chairman? We don't have any money at all." So luckily I got out and organised a deal with Utah Mining Company. They were doing cricket ones, you know, the cricketers were going out and promoting cricket. So I thought, well, why not have Utah promote tennis as well? And we did that, and we went to Blackwater, Dysart, Moranbah, Mackay, and the people loved it because they met all the young fellas, and we played. They played with the kids, we coached them, and then we played with the adults at night, and got to know them as well. It was a wonderful time, really, but I felt it helped tennis a lot. And I then became friendly with Ken Laffey, and Ken and I, in 1972, we bought the promotional rights for the Australian Hardcourt Championships at Southport. No one wanted it because they all lose money on running that particular tournament. In doing this, we became the first private promoters to stage a national tennis title in Australia. We then arranged sponsorship for the appearance of Yvonne Goolagong and Ken Rosewell to play the tournament. Because of the success of the Australian Hardcourt, which had previously run at a loss, we were offered the promotional rights for the colour radio F4IP Queensland Tennis Champions in 1972. Once again, we sponsored Yvonne Goolagong along with Ken Rosewell for that tournament, increasing the attendance and raising income for Tennis Queensland. At this Queensland grass court event, Trevor and Ken built and sold the first ever courtside, fully catered boxes in Australia. One thing we have done through Fancutt Tennis Centre is that with myself and Dap travelling a lot, and Michael and Charlie and Chris travelling overseas and so forth, we got to know a lot of the top players in the world in many sports, and Fancutt's, some of the players that played on our courts were Bjorn Borg, Lou Ho, Rod Laver, Yvonne Lendl, Yvonne Corley, Margaret Court, and many other, Pam Shriver, and quite a few other ladies that also came there and played. In the coaches we had Harry Hopman, Charlie Hollis and Mervyn Rose working there with us, and from our pupils, Charlie, Michael and Chris all played Wimbledon, and then we had Kenny Rogers, Sir Cliff Richard and Charleston Heston all played on the courts. And the interesting question I was asked was coaching Stefan Ackery. Well, Steve was a very, very good friend of ours, and coaching him was always very interesting, and I remember the one day I said we were serving for targets, and we had 4 targets, and he had to hit the 4 targets with 10 serves. And he said, I bet you can't do that. And I said, I know I can. I know I can hit the 4 cans with 10 serves. He said, I'll bet you $50 you can't do it. So I said, okay. And I got up and I went, I had 7 serves to knock, 3 over, and only had 1 more to knock over. And I missed that one 3 times, so I lost my money to stepping on that one.